Alrighty then. It is Monday night, June 12th, 2023, and we are back for another edition of our stay-at-home open mic, our live stream that we've been doing since April of 2020. I've affectionately been calling this the stay-at-home open mic, which I intentionally called it that in the early days of the pandemic because I wanted to like reinforce that idea of staying at home, normalize it so you just hear it, hear it, hear it, hear it, hear it. Nowadays, we're still here hanging out, staying at home and rocking out. So we are live and alive and EP. Uh let's see. Yeah, my name is Richie David Marrufo, aka Dead Wall Reveries. I'll be your MC and host for the night. This is brought to you by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series, based out of El Paso, Texas, here in the US Southwest. We have open mics, poetry nights, shows all around our city and region throughout the month. So definitely check those out. If you haven't already, you can check us out online on social media. But of course, every Monday, we are global, we are international here with you on Zoom. As always, we do have a fine list of performers who are going to bring some cool shit with you guys, some art, some writing, whatever they want to share, whether it be something new shit, or whether it's something they want to dust off, try out, or if you want to experiment with something, including the often sometimes people do the serialized performance. Well, they'll cut it in half or cut it in parts, like, all right, part one, and then part two will be the following week. Either way, we're here. If you want to perform, we still have just enough room. So if you're interested in performing and you are watching us live, first of all, say hi in the chat. We have a live chat going on. We have the comment section. The more you interact with this video, the more it gets pushed out to people who can see it. So anytime you can do that, that always helps. So participate in the live chat. Let us know where you're listening in from. If you get a little courage and want to share a little something yourself, you're more than welcome to sign up. I will have a link to sign up in the description. Give me a couple of performers to add that to the list. Otherwise, I definitely encourage you to listen, enjoy all the performances. If there's a line that you really love or that sticks out to you, you can type it down in the chat. That's a really great way to give feedback, because we can't see you, intangible audience. But if you give us feedback, it's a great way to oh, that line really hit. That's good to know. Other than that, it's like any other open mic. If you want to perform, all you have to do is sign up. Everyone gets about 5 to 7 minutes. I'm not going to stand here with a stopwatch, but we'll be watching kind of closely. All right. Again, if you feel like you have a longer performance or a longer piece that you want to share, I could even recommend breaking it off into pieces. So you do a serialized, maybe week by week version. Quite a few people have done that. And of course, we heavily welcome cover poems, cover pieces, right? That's something that we do. It's just a tribute, a tradition to someone else's work, whether it be a peer, a friend, or of course, the work of someone that you respect or look up to. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and kick things off, as we often do in Denver, where I hear it's a little rainy. But as always, we have Mike Sindler in the house, and I just realized, I didn't mean to mute you. I saw the mic open, but that's because you're first. So first up on the mic, we have Mike. That's right, Mike Sindler, our very own lighthouse. Go ahead and take it away, Mike. Good to see you. Happy Monday.
Yeah, hey everybody. Yes, it is wet, but we like it wet. Denver is a very dry place, so don't complain about rain. And I'm going to, as always, put up lighthousewriters.org. Wonderful organization. We're in the middle of Lit Fest right now, which is incredibly exciting and tiring, which is also a good thing. But there are still a few days left, and there are still a few classes and workshops and things that you can join in on via Zoom. So if you check the catalog on there, you might just find something worthwhile. As far as pieces, I was just so incredibly excited that Joni Mitchell actually did a concert. Just, something I never thought would happen again. It just makes me so happy. So I pulled up my one Joni Mitchell poem called Lavender and Vermilion for JM. I wish I could mean as much to one as you have meant to millions. bleeding out your art like tears of lavender and vermilion, touching hearts by pressing frets and keys and trilled vibrations, passing from each stage of life. Stars fall into imagination, stars and scars and candy bars wrapped up in golden foil, dropping clues and wisdom like Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. But you don't need a Sherlock, you don't need Watson either. Your exultant rituals draw essence from the ether. I wish I could touch a single heart and take away its pain, carve a shrine that shines so sacred as you do time and time again. It's a lonely road from here to here without a conductor or a guide. With so many tickets torn, why not take one more ride? And I'm gonna do this one, which is a new one. Called What Can and Cannot. To know what has been lost is to know what cannot be lost. To know the purity that resists the poison, the warm metal reformed after the fire, the sterling gleaming beneath the patina. To know what has been lost is to catalog despair, to fill an empty box and find it heavy in your hand, to follow trails of scraps into barren rooms where the stale scent of grease clings and every step disturbs dust. To know what cannot be lost is to sit still and feel the sun, to let familiar perfume excite with inhalation, calmly letting go as outward breath relaxes. Lights flicker as they ignite one by one up line from base of spine to point behind the eyes. To know what cannot be lost is to see a photograph devoid of panic or remorse for image of unaltering devotion. To know what has been lost is to count consequence of accumulation. To know what cannot be lost is to record that which exists beyond deviation. And for some reason, I just, one of my friends, I got to see her dog. It's a service dog. It's a sweet dog named Roxy. And so that got me thinking I would just do this one. It's called Doghouse. That house has doors and windows and fresh paint. I am bare wood with a hole for an entrance. That house has couches and chairs and beds. I have a tattered stained towel on the floor. That house has a kitchen and a dining room table. I have two shiny metal bowls left just outside. That house is warm to sleep in at night. I am as the seasons make me. That house contains children, wild and rambunctious. I contain the friend who plays and protects, always faithful. That house is full of chaos and drama. I am full of nothing but love. And I figure as long as I'm going to do a dog poem, I'll do a cat poem called Felis Catus. My dread striped brother burns bright. Great Maine plains walker sleeps in sun. Jet black silent stalker embodies night. I rule the rooms of compliant beings more than willing to bend to my will. I demand and they mindlessly obey. Run sharp toothed blade round can prey, saving me the effort of the hunt, captive to my wavering petulant desires. They clear away my sandy excrement. They lay bare their laps to be my throne. My scent mark announces they are owned. I command the message of massage. Deviation gets my claw. I rest where I wish, but love the cubic cardboard best. Beyond glass, birds and squirrels taunt, but what I have is more than they could dare to dream of or to desire to possess. My larger siblings of forest, of jungle, or of savanna cannot hope to be as proud, as majestic, and undisputed rulers as I am. Only the stupid dog disrupts my plan. And I'm just going to do one for the hat today. And it's by the great Naomi Shihab. Such a wonderful poet. It's called Too Much Happiness, So Much Happiness. I'm just really, you can tell I'm tired. I can barely talk. So much happiness. It is difficult to know what to do with so much happiness. With sadness, there's something to rub against, a wound to tend with lotion and cloth. When the world falls in around you, you have pieces to pick up, something to hold in your hands like ticket stubs or change. But happiness floats. It doesn't need you to hold it down. It doesn't need anything. Happiness lands on the roof of the next house, singing, and disappears when it wants to. You are happy either way. Even the fact that you once lived in a peaceful treehouse and now live over a quarry of noise and dust cannot make you unhappy. Everything has a life of its own. It too could wake up filled with possibilities of coffee cake and ripe peaches, and love even the floor which needs to be swept, the soiled linens and scratched records. Since there is no place large enough to contain so much happiness, you shrug, you raise your hands, and it flows out of you into everything you touch. You are not responsible. You take no credit, as the night sky takes no credit for the moon, but continues to hold it and to share it, and in that way be known. Okay, thank y'all.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that so much. And as always, for promoting Lighthouse Writers. Do you have any features or anything coming up, publications, announcements?
No, I'm good for now, but thanks.
Of course. And if you guys missed it last week, well, it wasn't even last week, but I think on the show we announced that Mike Sindler was awarded Beat Poet Laureate, Colorado. That's really great news. So pretty cool stuff, man. And thanks for sharing those as always. Your cat one made me miss my old cat. You know, I remember that I had written a poem for her and I didn't write it down or save it anywhere though. I don't know where it is. I just remember the line, furry, purry, scurry machine with a clawed cling. And then I'm like, I'm gonna have to recreate it from memory, which is always tough. But yeah, that's really great stuff, man. Thanks for starting us off as always, because that's a great way to start it off. We're going to go ahead and continue on with our online Zoom show. I do want to give a shout out to everyone who's here right now. For example, Sandy Hills is in the house. Sandy Lands, what is up? As always, thank you for your support. If you guys are watching the show, let us know you're here. Leave a comment or something in the live chat to let us know that you're listening in. We're going to go ahead and travel a little bit because of the magic of Zoom and the internet. We're going to go to Pittsburgh and tune in with the one and only Vale Larkin. Vale, what is up? How are you? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. You still if I unmute. Hi. Okay, well, let's see. I'm going to do a little new shit and a little old shit and see how long this goes before I need to stop. Obviously, I put a lot of thought into my set today. This is untitled. I am trying to recall my place here, my purpose, directions I am supposed to be going, but yes, I am lost, and no, I cannot move. I hope my last breath is taken upright some night when my loved ones gather me close. In the night, I wonder, will tomorrow be a morning like I am used to? Arms heavy, morning stiff shoulders. Sorry. Arms heavy, morning stiff shoulders, and the numbness that drips up from my fingertips to wrists to elbows And yes, it has always subsided, but in the solid dark, the chilled skin, the buzz of nerves fraying climbs to my heart, greets me, and pulls me to itself. This piece is called Bonefire. It is in reference to childhood sexual abuse, but it's not graphic in any way. Bonefire. Carefully, I parcel them up, the shreds and remnants, the shards now powerless of all your seething selves. I have piled them high in a red wagon, rusting a little on the bottom, but strong in its soul. While I pull you on past sleeping houses and past trees alive with tiny breathing, you are remarkably silent. I believe I may have broken you somehow in my search for the truth, for the cold, unbending heart of you. It is not important now, of course. I walk on, finding the smoothest path through the forest. You are not light. When I break into the clearing, red wagon banging my legs as I come up short, I see the wood is stacked. I think I must have done this myself in a dream once. I stand still and breathe, and the wild scent of sap goes through me like gasoline. There was never any choice if life was precious to me. This is where you have always gone. Laid out neatly, you almost form the shape of a person, but not quite. You are lying in state, like parts of a Viking. I will not provide a horse for you. And as for the woman, you have burned enough of them in your time already. I think, seeing you like this, that I will not need the matches after all. I stand back away from you, always the safest distance, and breathe again and smile, and then there it is screaming into the sky. I watch you burn as though each spark flying is a piece of my pain, of my disgust, of my misbegotten shame. I watch you burn, and it is over so quickly after all. That first furious rush of fire carried you away in an instant. You are not as strong as I thought. Not like this. And I might not have time for this whole thing, but it sort of works in pieces, so I'll just keep going and you can tell me when to stop. Warning label. Let us begin with the body. These are not my real teeth. I am an alien, a mutant, or my nipples simply annoyed me, so I said, fuck it. When you ask yourself the inevitable question, just pick an answer you like best. No, you cannot see my feet. I used to be a dancer and an athlete. Now I rely on a wheelchair. Bodies change. Please do not recommend yoga to me. If it did what you think it does, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Some of my bones are less like calcium buttresses and more like biscotti. I used to be a bondage model. Now if I bend, I stay that way without the need for rope. Do you like really cautiously kinky sex? Please, please, please don't touch my feet. Why, yes, those are scars, and you're right, they are literally everywhere. My skin is less like a barrier and more like a politely worded suggestion. My power identity has been referred to by some as submissive, by others as switch, but by most as smart-ass masochist. Look, I had huge issues with people touching my feet before they both broke. These are not the feet you're looking for. Posthumanism for the win. Now, to the mind. There are more than one of us in here. I never could pick favorites. Night terrors. If you like long, cuddly naps after careful sex, I hope you also enjoy being panic attacked to death in your sleep. How am I feeling right now? Let me bring up this dynamic graphing system. Please don't mistake it. Yes, I do know a lot of random things about a lot of random topics. Please don't mistake any of this for actual expertise. Either I had a very traumatic past, or things just sound fucking scary when I say them. I usually don't realize the impact of anything I say until everyone stares at me after I'm done. This doesn't just apply to trauma. I have put my foot in my mouth after rambling for too long about Bronze Age European uprisings. I love learning more than anything. Teach me something new every day, and I will never leave you. Relative benefits up for debate. The heart. I would kill my way out of here just to see you smile. I wish I wouldn't. I wish that I had less capacity for destruction. I hope that making the effort every day to be gentle with others, myself, with the world around me, is compensating for the times I have let my destructive side out. I cannot live without the soul of a non-human in my life. My relationship with animals and other living beings fulfills an irreplaceable need. I will always love more than one person, though always in different ways. I don't think I've ever loved two people with anything like the same heart, like loving Cerulean and Maroon for all the same reasons. Love is not sex. I can be happy no matter the configuration of my sex life if I am free to love openly. I wish I knew what a loving birth family felt like. I know what a loving chosen family feels like, and that is such a gift. The smell of earth, ferns, and running water makes me happier than anything else ever will. I know I am often confusing and sometimes difficult, and I treasure every person who loves me anyway. Truth. I will often make light of things I should be taking seriously. I do this to remind myself that we are tiny particles in a vast universe and that this is an extraordinary thing. I have to often take lighthearted things here. Let me just script ahead. I will give you my divided mind, my broken body, my overflowing heart, if they will bring you joy. My soul is mine, but I will share it with you. Long-term benefits yet to be determined. Got a little long there. Sorry about that.
No, it's not as long as you thought. I mean, I was trying to find a spot, but I'm like, no, I wanted to keep going.
Oh, no. I could see you kind of fiddling. So I was like, okay, I'll wrap it up.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I don't know where to stop you. Vale,
No,
thank you so much.
I was keeping an eye out to see when I started to run over. So you indicated on screen.
Dang it. I didn't mean to indicate. Anyway, Vale, where can people follow and support you online if they choose to do so, if they're seeing you for the first time?
Yeah, I put my links up in chat, social, YouTube. Pretty soon in the next week or two, we're going to have a collaborative video up that will probably showcase here, involving a lot of poets here. And in mid-July, there will be a showcase to support a Ugandan arts organization. It's going to be a showcase of African and Black diaspora writers, hosted by Elemental and Zomkanto. So keep an eye out for that.
All right, amazing. Yes, definitely we'll keep an eye out for that. And as always, I'll make sure to forward those links to the live stream. Yeah, shout out to Elemental Zomkanto. Two names. Love those dudes. It's been a while since I've seen them on here. But yeah, I know they're also very busy peeps. So yeah, I look forward to hearing more of that. Thank you so much, Vale. Shout out to Julian. I see you there on YouTube right now. Good to see you tuning in. Hope you're doing well, having a good summer, and we look forward to having you join us whenever we have one of our live shows. Julian has read some of his poetry before at some of our live shows, like at Capri and at Pink Cloud. So yeah, good to see you, man. All right, we're gonna go and keep going. We're gonna come back to El Paso and the region for the next couple of performers. Lately, our in addition to rocking really dope hats in real life, also rocks some really dope titles in terms of hats, like Master Gardener, Poet Laureate of Tumblewords, and as always, has the forthcoming book from Mouthfeel Press. Let's go ahead and welcome to the stage Robin Schofield. What's up, Robin?
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Richie. Happy Monday to everyone. I've got a new book coming out. Apparently it's going to come out right around my birthday. The cover's going to look something like this. It's called Ridge of High Pressure. And that's a shadow selfie of me and my dog that's going to be on the cover there. So that's exciting news. And I'm going to have a virtual launch of the book on either August the 5th or August the 6th. Time yet to be determined. So that's all really exciting. And that's from Mouthfeel Press. And about 11 years ago, segue, I had a book come out called it's called Sunflower Cantos. And it was about my fictional character, sort of a trickster goddessy kind of character named Cantalily. So that was a fun book and everything. And some years later, I started writing some things about her brother, Narciso. So I haven't really read these. They're not exactly new, but I haven't really read them out loud very much. So I'm going to try tonight. This is called The Ballad of Narciso. Moss covers names on a stone. Neither names the other. My name is north of here. My name is not the way home. My name can be stamen or pollen. My name is not the sound of fire. Yet I am burnt as a pumpkin seed. My name is no secret. My name is beekeeper. My name is not coyote, though I stalk by night, whatever's out in the weather. My name is the sound of water, the shore where I grew up. Though my name is not the ocean, my name is the bosque, where sandhill cranes stop over. My name is the flowering corn. My name is not the sky. My name wears me down. My name is in the north side pond. My name is I cannot turn away from my name. My name is not what I thought it was. And then I have a kind of a narrative in the book about how Cantalily and Narciso are doing. And this one is called Nursling of the Sky, Narciso. And that's a phrase from Shelley. Lightning crinkles up from the earth. I reconsider my position by the metal railing and my stance toward God as the purple thunder cracks and winds slam from the four directions. Poor Ezekiel. Chariots are now a common sight with rubber wheels and sleek lines. Rare is desert rain. The angels' faces were stern, and you, Ezekiel, for penance, lay in dung, and you wrote that your mouth was a burning coal. Some people fast now, but not because of awe. It's for the colon and a longer life, a longer colon, running for running's sake, so fast, grimacing back to the same place. Running in this dimension as if there's no other. For my penance, I lose a lot of sleep, lift weights, and struggle to till the desert. Sorry. I hear the fierce angel in the storm. I have learned the grammar of the woodpecker whose love is a short season. I feel the cold of the stars, the heat of the hummingbird. I see the kestrel's figure eights. When the rain stops, I smell the prayer sage, purple as the clouds. And this one is called Stranger Sky. Narciso is a stranger in his strange brain. He says, let the sky break out of the land. Lightning rises as the desert polarizes to seize the sizzling rain that might evaporate in transit. Stay away from metal and water that the earth not put her lightning strikes through your flaky carbon flesh. The aftermath of fire from stars 15 billion years ago long gulped by galaxies arranging this alphabet of ion wreckage, the compulsion of contracture and fracture. Narciso has seen the lightning jump out of the desert's purple throat, the jagged jigsaw puzzle of wonder and light, desert rain not soft and steady. No, it must be wrenched down with great groaning, the charged doors and windows, everything avian caught in rattling wind. Narciso writes of extreme weather in long lines, of hairy clouds such as the paranoid poet pictured. What would he make of savage desert weather and its short season of spadefoot toads hurrying to mate and mature? Read the fine print of the pesticide. Which came first? The fractured egg, the hen scratch signature, or the apple of your eye after the twinkle in the iris of a star, a black hole, a deep recess that leads to nerve endings flashing and fleshing? Get the wax job on the apple thrown in for free as Narciso rolls his eyeballs and reaches for the steel wool to scrub off the impossible stain on the statue at the wax museum. Nuclear piety roars through the forest. Barbie and Ken on a snowmobile, G.I. Joe not far behind with hand grenades. Narciso reconsiders what pulls the four forces apart. The garden hose kicks back when the nozzle releases. Aloe vera potted in pairs, nuzzle roots till they reproduce. Up springs offspring. He makes an issue of dark matter, fusion, plugs a seed, the seed fissions and the Big Bang happens. Which came first should be obvious, but is it in the July hail or the siren blare? Too much fertilizer pours into the river, the energizers of corn, chile, lechuga, tomate. What a waste laid to the raptor's eggs, that English garden frame of mind set on perpendicular paths. Every garden that digs a bed in the dark matter of caliche deserves a medal. Never mind the soapsuds in our brown fountain, the disappearance of the horned lizard, the silence of frogs. There's a drought, but still they water the lawns and golf courses. We release our burdens to the gloom. How do we know the message will get through at the end of the day when no relief and no release arrives, only useless hints of other worlds or dimensions, intellectual orders of intuitive angels stocked in starlight? But the weather will outlast us yet. Okay, Kitty, you got to get down. Here's my kitty. She's been bugging me the whole reading. This is Myra. And now I'll read a little cover poem. I'm cheating though. It's a translation of the Sonnet to Orpheus, number 2. The second series of Sonnets to Orpheus, number 13. And you may have heard it as be ahead of all departing. But I like to say, be before all departing, as though it were behind you, like the winter going out just now. For among winters is one so endlessly winter that your overwintering heart barely pulls through. Be dead always in Eurydice, rise and sing, stand and praise, climbing to your purest frequency. Here, with what's winking out, be ruled by entropy. Be a ringing glass that shatters as it rings. Be and know full well the condition of non-being, the endless ground of your inner shimmering, that you may fulfill to the utmost your one moment. To all things spent, and to the dumbstruck and mute, multiplied from nature's fullness, to the unsayable sums, number yourself, joyfully added, and zero out the balance. So that's my translation of Rilke. And I'm also doing a Tumble Words workshop on, I want to say June 24th. And it's going to be on the ode. We're going to look at 3 different odes and discuss what an ode, what the elements of it actually are. So that's my set. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Robin. As always, a great set. Looking forward to celebrating the upcoming book. And that was a great way of busting out the Sunflower Cantos. I have that somewhere in like a bunch of bookshelves. I gotta look through because I remember when you were reading that at the Percolator and you had your readings too. But man, and shout out to Myra. You know, I love it when the pets make a little presence on the little Zoom screens, right? I like just a little paw reaching up to you. It's perfect. Perfect. I didn't really mean to make that pun, but we all went there. All right. We're gonna go ahead and this is a great segue because our next performer also has some cats and they make their way into her poetry often. But she writes a lot about mental health and great work. And in fact, I want to give her props on a really great event she put together at the beginning of the month, mental health awareness event. And it was amazing. There's poetry, music, and she and also I got to a glimpse into like a lot of the legislation from some of the local politicians, like heard from the mayor, we heard from a state senator, and all like a lot of the progressive legislation that they're doing in New Mexico and in Las Cruces, and we heard from some organizations that are doing some really great work. So it's always great when she makes it to the show. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the online mic. Let's hear it for the Lizard King, the one, the only. Hey, Liz.
Hi. What's up? That's such a big intro. Thank you, Richie, for putting on like so many open mics. And like I said, hearing you talk about your life just makes me tired. And makes me feel good about my busy life. Robin, thank you for blessing us with that imagery and the kitty. I'm just so glad I got to see that little paw. It was precious. Okay, so I'm gonna actually read Old and New tonight too. Old shit. So this is old shit. I wrote this like almost 5 years ago exactly. It's called Bars. You know, brother, sometimes I still catch me feeling guilty. All the places I'm going, wish I could take you with me. In the same vein, I've been feeling guilty, abusing my freedom, not keeping the music playing, I'm saying. Lately, I've been losing my energy, been forgetting how to make my hands sing. I need to wake me up, always got to begin at square one. Shit, where's the fun in that? Got to remember that growing up ain't just laid out in the sun. Sometimes I forget that I got the freedom to run. Fuck, forgive me. Sometimes I feel guilty just for feeling guilty. I let my veins out in rhymes, hope maybe these bars might set me free. Me? Nah, not just me. I mean, we. I know we all got shit on our backs. Maybe if we could talk it out, I mean, try to find each in the dark by the light of the sound, maybe we'll have found something good. I mean, something that feels like a good day should. I mean, I'm not trying to logically process the good shit and keep me in a good mood. I know. Sometimes my brain just has the same dumb thoughts on repeat, the same tropes of self-pity, the tragedy bringing me to my feet. I don't always have time to sift through the millions of possibilities, a city that could have been born with a me with more clarity. I mean, am I like a prisoner of the what's next and the mean bets my mind makes on me, or have I finally declared some sovereignty over the throne in my head? Fuck, man, like, am I free, or is it even up to me? Is it something I take, or is it something meant for the God to create? I mean, I just want to know. All this getting better and bleeding redder. Is it all for something, or is it just a way to sustain? I mean, a way to mollify the daily stresses and tresses of a morality imposed upon us. I mean, is there something better than the constant strain to be better at this game we're all playing? I know. I'm just trying to say, is better a concept we invented because we needed to feel like we were moving forward, like towards something bigger than ourselves? Or should we let this striving sit on a shelf? I mean, sometimes I want to isolate, try to deal with all this shit myself. And sometimes I get tired because shit, always trying to sound like crying behind the wheel, like, goddamn, why is it still so hard to speak the things I feel? My arms aren't as long as I wish they could be, not long enough to make anything go away. Yeah, I know. I gotta get the focus off of me. I'm not a higher power, have no control over the bees and flowers. I lay at home singing, come home, brother. But I've got to accept the fate been given like any other. I read somewhere that acceptance brings contentment. I take a deep breath, finally let go of memory foam resentments. 15, 7, or another 4 times slows until you reach our door. Anyways, in this process to learning to love you, I mean, loving myself day by fucking day, despite the demons breathing things that make sense in too much silence and deficiencies of good light. Inside your rotting solitude of stress, I'm grateful because I guess I finally found some good things to say. So that's old shit, and then we're gonna go to some new shit. New shit. I know you guys are muted, but new shit, I'll say it for you. This one's called New Shit. This one's called Hey Brother or Survivor's Guilt. I don't know if it's really a poem yet. I don't know if I'll turn this into a poem. My heart aches behind walls while you lie behind the bars. I've written you up in so much metaphor. Now I want to pull you loose. I don't care that none of this rhymes. We share the same diseases, came from the red bricks and no eases. I used to curse the luck that got me clean and the hell where you sit drunk. I'm not God. I'm reminded of this every day. I can't grow flowers on a mound and can't make this go away. Where have I come from? But for the grace of God, go I was there too all those times when it was me who wanted to die. I want to scoop up all the love and send it over, but I can't get this fucking act to work, and we'll probably only have 15 minutes to talk anyways, and I know it'll take another lifetime to convince you that we love you, that you're whole, that you can begin again. They told me not to let my life stop even when my sadness stops the clock. So I'm holding sunshine for you. I'll hold your place in line. I'll save the ticket. I'll tell you to come stay. There's always a place for you here, that nobody is disappointed. That God damn it, we're just glad that you're not dead. Just my heart ripped in shreds. I want you home for Christmas and tamales and see our little brother and God how tall he is. I want you to start over. I wish I could give you a hug, a drug. Well, not a drug, but like an anti-drug that lets you come home and rest in love. I know you'll be okay, or at least that's what I pray to my higher power. Pray it'll be just an hour. Maybe I'll turn this into a poem. God damn it. I miss you. And then back to some old shit. This one's called Holy. This is actually from, my super old book. This is the first book I put out in 2018 called Something Good to Eat. And it was mostly about memories and my brothers. So this is called Holy for the blood I share. Holy fire from fired eyes. Tiny lights behind some tired sighs. Again, we feel all right. Lend little lights in the darkest of the latest nights. 15 minutes is not enough to remind you we've been dying to find a way to send you all our hand-picked love. Holy tired eyes up at dawn to see the fired skies. Here to wake you, we give tired highs. Holy handshakes and holy hugs. If only the envelopes could hold our love. Just know, brother, me, mother, and all the others we've been thinking of, the plans of greatness from up above. Holy hands, holding hands, thankful for the life we have. The voices we carry that sometimes sound like dad's. Holy moly, the time flies. So I know we'll all be together soon, all of us in somebody's living room. Maybe fighting over a serving spoon, stuck in some queso, it'll be good, at least I guess so. Holy fire in those tired eyes, holy love to hold up your tired sides. Holy fire burning, turning cold into a prodigal story. Something holy in the red sunsets, seen when you're on the road, heading home. Holy fire guiding, thankful to know I'm not alone. So, that's my old shit, my new shit. I am taking a brief hiatus, so I don't have stuff coming up. But I am kind of working with the Las Cruces Suicide Prevention Task Force. So if you go on my Insta, Liz Likes Words, you're welcome to donate to the Suicide Prevention Task Force in my bio. Richie said it. Mental health is important. Every time I have a chance to speak, I just like to say it. Go to therapy, tell people your weird thoughts. It's okay to feel weird. That's it.
Awesome. Like I like to say, that wasn't just it, that was everything. Thank you. Blizzard King. Again, Liz likes words. Go check out that link to donate. Yes, always a pleasure when you get a chance to make it on the show. And I heard your cats too in the background when you started off. They're doing a little, they can't snap, so they got a meow. I say the same thing for dogs when they bark, but it's true. They're trying to show you love in some way. Alrighty then. We're going to go ahead and go from the U.S. Southwest to the East Coast, and we're going to check in with our main man in Maine, although it looks like in his bio, he's joining us from the middle of nowhere today, and since he can't find himself in the middle of nowhere, he's not sure if he can ever return to somewhere, but he's got some poetry with him. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the show. That's right. It's Generalissimo Brian Franco. What is up, man? Go ahead and take it away. Hello, hello.
So I'm going to do something a little different. I found this thing that I did probably about, I don't know, 2008 or 2009, I think. And I will read the title, what was the subtitle of what I wrote back then. But I think if I decide to do anything, I never did anything with this. It's a 10-chapter collection of outdated celebrity pop culture references based on fictional events, conceived by Brian Franco, aka the Generalissimo. And it's chapter 1 is the Book of Angelina, and chapter 2 is the Book of Goldie for Goldie Hawn. Chapter 3, and I'm just going to read through some of these, and or maybe just the first paragraph, and then you can tell me to stop when you want me to stop, because it might take a long time. So chapter 3, the Book of Meryl, why Meryl Streep invited my brothers and I on a river rafting trip down the Colorado River. Whilst getting my kicks on Route 66, I saw Meryl Streep zooming around in a red El Camino with 4 hand-carved dogwood dingoes and 10 plastic pink flamingos. That evening, I wrote a poem about Meryl Streep zooming around in a red El Camino with 4 hand-carved dogwood dingoes and 10 plastic pink flamingos. At my therapist's insistence, I submitted my poem about Meryl Streep zooming around in a red El Camino with 4 hand-carved dogwood dingoes and 10 plastic pink flamingos to Vanity Fair magazine. Shortly after Vanity Fair published my poem about Meryl Streep zooming around in a red El Camino with 4 hand-carved dogwood dingoes and 10 plastic pink flamingos, I received a cease and desist letter from Meryl Streep's attorneys. Shortly after receiving a cease and desist letters from Meryl Streep's attorneys concerning my poem about Meryl Streep zooming around in a red El Camino with 4 hand-carved dogwood dingoes and 10 plastic pink flamingos, Vanity Fair sent me a cease and desist letter to cease and desist sending them poetry. The next one is chapter 4, the Book of Bet. I will just read the first paragraph of it. Why Bette Midler will be singing at my mother's 80th birthday party. Whilst cruising the Las Vegas Strip, I saw Bette Midler piloting the Pope Mobile, stuffed with mylar balloons and aluminum moons. And I'll go back up to the top, I'm sorry. So the first one was the Book of Angelina, why Angelina Jolie asked President Obama to name me Poet Laureate. Whilst driving across the Lake Pontchartrain Bridge, I saw Angelina Jolie driving a pink and green Humvee filled with talking Winnie the Poohs. And then chapter 2, the Book of Goldie, why Goldie Hawn nominated my poetry for a Pulitzer Prize. Whilst on a helicopter tour of Hawaii, I saw Goldie Hawn flying Wonder Woman's invisible plane full of pinstripe beach balls and Cabbage Patch dolls. But back past Meryl Streep. We just did Bette Midler. Chapter 5, the Book of Travolta, why John Travolta challenged me to an electric bull riding contest. Whilst horseback riding in the mountains north of El Paso, I saw John Travolta in a pimped out Ford Pinto loaded down with cowboy boots and leisure suits. Chapter 6, the Book of King Tut Martin, why Steve Martin offered me free lifetime banjo lessons. Whilst whizzing down the main turnpike, I saw Steve Martin zipping around in an aqua, mango, and chartreuse polka dot AZ pacer packed with funny bunny ears and 6-packs of Billy beer. Chapter 7, The Book of De Niro. Why Robert De Niro chartered me a jet, flew me to New York, and held a dinner party in my honor at Nobu, which was attended by Joe Pesci, Harvey Keitel, Al Pacino, Robert Duvall, James Caan, Diane Keaton, Talia Shire, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ellen Barkin, Sharon Stone, Nancy Sinatra, who sang a few ditties, and Martin Scorsese, who documented the event. Whilst driving across the Tappan Zee Bridge, I saw Robert De Niro at the wheel of a wood panel station wagon, jammed with liters of scotch and busts of Ed Koch. Chapter 8, The Book of Cruise. Why Tom Cruise invited me over for an afternoon of jumping on sofas with Oprah, Katie, and Val Kilmer. While scuba diving in Lake Michigan, I saw Tom Cruise captaining a glass-bottom boat chock full of Brazil nuts and mannequin butts. And the next one is Chapter 9, The Book of Clooney. Why George Clooney invited me to spend the holidays at his Lake Como villa in Italy. Whilst traveling the Channel, I saw George Clooney steering a flatbed 18-wheeler carrying 3 concrete Cyclops and a pair of 100-foot tall purple Converse All-Star high tops. And then finally, there is Chapter 10, The Book of Freeman and Eastwood. Why Morgan Freeman and Clint Eastwood rented Carnegie Hall so I could do a one-man show. Whilst climbing Kilimanjaro, I saw Morgan Freeman and Clint Eastwood in a hot air balloon weighted with Oscar statuettes and little red Corvettes. Thank you. I don't know how much time that took, but each one repeats like the one that I read with Meryl Streep.
Right on, man. Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm glad you were able to do that. Did you have anything you wanted to promote or share really quick, including your social media, if anyone's tuning in for the first time?
Well, on the 21st, I have a live event in Haverhill, Massachusetts, and it's actually going to be, it's with the Haverhill River Bards, and they do their open mic at the community television station. So it's a kind of a very unique thing. I thought it was just going to be at a coffee house. And so it's really going to be an interesting thing for me. And then on the 24th, I go to New Jersey to read my poem that won the poetry contest, the mental health poetry contest at the NAMI New Jersey annual meeting. And hopefully I'll see a few people that I know in New Jersey. So thank you very much, everyone.
Yo, awesome. Thank you. That is really cool. And I'm glad you won that. I know quite a few of us were polling and voted for you. So shout out to that home. Let me get back to the pin there. Yes. So everyone, Brian Franco. I will if there's any links, I'll make sure to share that as well. Once again, thanks to everyone who has been tuning in so far to the online show, everyone who has signed up and has read and will read or perform. I also want to give a shout out to Taylor Paul in the YouTube live stream, who was checking this out earlier. He's an amazing singer-songwriter, musician. He played at the event Liz put together, but he also plays all around Cruces, so be on the lookout if you are in the area. Also shout out to Andres, who's tuning in as well. Both were cheering on Lizard King at that moment. So, we'll hear more too from Andres in a bit as well, especially when we get Lee, who's almost up. But right now, we're going to go ahead and get a little international and tune in with our next performer, who's got some poetry and I think is with us. Yes. Okay. They're signed it twice, in fact, I think. So let's go ahead and welcome back to the show. Let's welcome Drisha to the stage. Drisha, hey, hello. Are you? I want to make sure you're here. Yeah. Let's get you on here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here. It's always a pleasure to be participating at this open mic. It always feels like home. So, and I'm glad that even today I was able to make it, although I thought because of prior commitments, I wouldn't be able to. But yes, here we are. And just to introduce myself again, hello everyone, my name is Drisha. And I've been to this open mic before and it always feels like home. It feels comfortable. And at the same time, it's like a pleasure to joining in. So I will be presenting my poetry piece. Just give me a minute. I'll be opening it up. Okay, so today the piece that I'm going to recite is basically based on how all of us are connected here today by literature, and at the same time, all of us are quite, I think, interconnected with one another through literature in itself. Like all of us are present here due to a story piece or due to a poetry piece that we would want to perform or we would want to recite. And so my piece is about that. It's called Together Through Literature. So I'll start. Another wholesome piece of my life. Another paper, another pen that I took to confide. The words I wove, the feeling that grew. As soon as the nip of the pen touches the spotless hue, the paper. All expressed in this little minute piece of paper. Paper of emotions, the paper of solidarity. The syllables of expression, those little commas, those little full stops of punctuality. Together within, together with words. Together with novels, connected through souls. It's a gift to us, do not turn it to trash. Write your heart out, ink your feelings with a tintful splash. At last, the stories that tell with these tears to shed. Just look at it. Look where literature has brought us. Look at the huge epiphany in the caucus. Like love is a potion, so is the word of mouth. Like love is a potion, so is the word of mouth. Such that when said with true emotions, the other person is truly spellbound. Once again, tied with words, connected with voices. Trapped in our heads, but freed in the form of paragraphs and verses. So far, one thing isn't crystal clear. It is the word that connects, it's the vocabulary that builds us. It's the word that connects, but the vocabulary that builds us. But when seen as a whole, it is the literature that shapes us. These small things that connects, these conjectures is what displays us. So if I lose this form of expression, if I ever lose this form of expression, I'll just remember, I will no longer be sane in the coming future. Because in the end, we are only together by literature. So thank you, that's one of the pieces. And another short piece that I would like to recite is called Heal. And I wrote this on a very random prompt. And I thought that I guess, whenever you write on random poetry topics, you come out with best creativity. So this is another of my short pieces I recite called Heal. Bodies that heal, natures that feels. Bodies that heal and the natures that feel. It sounds really mystical, but is there any way to achieve? One thing here is the key. Paying attention to the right tree. Water it, we'll take care of it. Water it, we'll take care of it. It will soon grow and make you aspect. But you have to take care. You have to make the effort. You have to make it grow. You have to take care. You have to make those efforts. You have to make it grow. Get up. You can't get fruits without just faith and hope. Get up, make the efforts, and keep it going. For you are not working for the future. But who says you won't be free? No human can change your pre-written destiny. So bodies that heal and the natures that feel. Sounds really mystical, but yes, there is a way to achieve. Thank you, everyone. And that's my time here. And you can follow me and support me on my Instagram page. That is aesthetic_3. I will be dropping it in the chat box. And thank you, Richie, for having me here.
All right. Thank you so much for being here and always sharing your work and being gracious for sharing. Thank you, Trisha. Awesome. And also drop the link if you have that on there for that Instagram. She's always posting awesome content. So check that out. And I want to apologize for everyone. I was posting the list and I was reading through it, and I was so excited to announce people watching on YouTube and trying to keep up everything. I accidentally skipped a performer, but that's fine. She said it was cool because she's gonna share something really unique today, and I think that's a treat. But for as long as she's been coming here, we have Laura Lynette joining us from Horizon City, Texas. She just released an album, The Journey Through, and I will share that link as well. But yeah, she's gonna share something new, so she's ready. So Laura, welcome back to the show. Good to see you. Happy Monday.
Thank you, Richie. That's what my new CD looks like. If you go online, it's there. Right. Surprisingly enough, somebody not very tech savvy. Anyway, so I'm going to do something that I haven't done before. I'm going to read writing I did a while back. Okay. It's called Where Is My Soul? Where is my soul? That hole of warm and pure delight, disguised, silent and unmoving. It lies beneath my ribs, in the center behind my heart, and twists and turns and tries to flow and tries to shout out love. It reaches out to know, a knotted, round, a mist. Where is my soul? That spot of tortured cries, faithful though despised, yet and now it lies between my toes and stretches to my heels. Like lightning bolts, electric iron it swiftly in my knee and darts tonight unseen, stepped on in a panic and crowded by outlaws out loud. Where is my soul that hides in bars with women's woes, with drunken slurring stutters? It's in my ear, pressed to my skull, my hands no comfort offer. So dance and laugh, and sweat pours out, the poison following fallen. Where's my soul? That warm and pure, that torture sure. Those women's woes, I cannot deny the presence. It lies in here, it lies. Its truth is clear as skies, somewhere inside this vessel. That's it. Okay, so let me sing you a song of hope. Alexander Pope coined the phrase hope springs eternal back in the 1700s. And I borrowed that line, hope springs eternal, for this little song. Spring breezes begin to thaw as winter wind no longer draws shivers from our flesh and bone, and once bare branches makes intentions known. Hope springs eternal, hope springs eternal, hope springs eternal. Take heart, hope springs eternal. Frigid dark is replaced by the light as flocks of geese make their northern flights, soaring high like destined arrows, and seeds sown in the earth do grow. Hope springs eternal, springs eternal. Hope springs eternal. Take heart, hope springs eternal. Days are longer, sunshine stronger, flowers do bloom and rain clouds loom. Redbuds pinking, can't help thinking or daydreaming how hope springs eternal. Hope springs eternal. Hope springs eternal. Take heart. Hope springs eternal. Hope springs eternal. Hope springs eternal. Hope springs eternal. Take heart. Let it in. Hope springs eternal. There you go. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, no, thank you. We definitely always enjoy it. You got some more compliments there in the chat. When you get back on there, anything that else you want to promote or share before we move on?
Well, I'd love to be friends with everybody on Facebook. I just joined Facebook and I'm trying to learn how to, get around in there and yeah. That song's on my new CD. I was going to do a heavier song today because there's been a couple of folks this week that were major, but I didn't want to bring everything so down. So, but My World is on the new CD too, if you want to check it out. It's on SoundCloud too. Thanks, everybody. Thanks,
Awesome.
Richie.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm gonna say you can share next time. You can like do that one, and then you can end with the upbeat. You can curate a set however you want, but in the future you're more than welcome to do a couple songs. So definitely don't want to peer pressure you into that. Yeah, it's definitely it's such a highlight, and we don't get enough music as we'd like. So. You're always welcome to share that one another time, and it doesn't matter the mood. We go all over the place here. So, Laura, definitely, I have you on a friend on Facebook. So, if you are friends with me, you can look to my friends list, find her if you want to add her, and definitely be kept up to date with posts and events. Yeah, all right. So, looking at the list, we do have a couple peeps left. In fact, let me go ahead and. For the people here with me on Zoom, I want to post a list here. As you can see, we got some more peeps on their way. Again, shout out to Andres, Sandy, everyone here on the live stream tuning in with us. We are going to come back to El Paso, and we got the October Twins, the 1-2 punch. Like we had so many weeks in a row when we first started in 2020. Let's go ahead and bring up to the mic Lee Martinez Soto. All right. What is up,
Hi.
Lee? Welcome back.
Glad to be back. So I have a few of them. Most of them are new, so newish shit. And I'll start. This is called Para los Locos. Este va para todos los locos, los desquiciados, the psychotic fucking bitches who grew up not knowing what the fuck was wrong with them, who thought themselves broken, bad, evil. You're not. You had no words, were giving no tools to learn and process. Te llamaron malcriado, niño problema, te tacharon de causa perdida. Denied you help under the false belief that you were too much of a lost cause to get help. You were a child. And you learned what you could to survive, y a pesar de todo lo malo, los obstáculos, el abuso, las ganas de rendirte, you are here, Aquí sigues, loco, desquiciado, psychotic, neurotic, anxious, and depressed. Aquí sigues. And I'm glad to see you're here, still alive, still thriving, undoing the generational curses, unlearning the ghosts of words aim at you, fix on causing you more pain, make you feel menos. Aquí sigues, trabajando duro por un futuro donde quererte a ti mismo te cueste menos. And I'm glad we're still here. Y seguimos. This is number 2. This is called Distracted. Do not accuse me of distraction. I am simply beyond mundane functions, cosmic messenger of the beyond, preoccupied only with divining enigmatic dreams concealed within the folds of reality. I am a wanderer, threading twilight's edge, bound by an ethereal thread onto this side of the eternal veil to the other foot bound, begrudgingly by reality, physicality, incarnation, singing by my incantations, hoping for the return to the nothing. No, I'm not distracted. You have simply caught me staring at the machinations of the universe, enthralled by the cosmic dance, seeking truths and perhaps a permanent escape from corporeality. No, I'm not distracted. My mind's eye is simply not here. No me acuses de ser distraído, simplemente estoy más allá de mundanas funciones, mensajero cósmico de lo sucesivo, ocupado solo en desvelar sueños enigmáticos, ocultos entre los pliegues de la realidad. Soy un viajero errante pisando el filo del crepúsculo, atado por el hilo etéreo a este lado del eterno velo. El otro pie atado a regañadientes por la realidad, fisicalidad, encarnación, cantando mis encantaciones, esperando el regreso al vacío. No, no estoy distraído. Simplemente me ha sorprendido mirando las maquinaciones del universo, embelesado por su danza cósmica, buscando verdades y tal vez una escapatoria permanente de la corporeidad. No, no estoy distraído. El ojo de mi mente simplemente no está aquí. And then finally, this is called Bite Your Tongue. Do you know how many times I've bitten my tongue for your discomfort, for your comfort? Pretend not to hear the little remarks and shitty jokes you let slide from the mouths of your buddies. All to not start something, lest I be labeled too loud, too proud, a problem. I've dissociated into the fine webs of the multiverse after every interaction, bit down too hard only to taste the blood. Only the taste of my blood could bring me back. I've stitched myself back together time and time again, each attempt at speaking up rendering me less effective, a black hole filled with apathy, all-consuming, stuck to my lips. I'm tired. So tired of having to muster strength, ignoring my own anxiety, perhaps my safety to point out your bigotry. I'm tired but scared, really fucking scared of letting you take the lead. Look where that has taken us on the national scale. But I'm nothing if not stubborn, so here it goes once again. Number 1, shut up and listen. Number 2, follow the leaders of our community. Number 3, our spaces are our spaces to manage. Go forth and make those other places where we are not safe to exist in safe again. Number 4, educate yourself. Number 5, welcome discomfort. The last one, it's Pride Month, so this year I've made it my goal to be your problem and bring the discomfort. And that's it.
Oh, awesome. That was amazing. I love that. Killer lines. You always have these killer last lines that are just so like defiant and like, come on, come and, you know, like, I love it. Do you have any workshops to promote? I know you do.
I had my workshop already on the 10th, was it? If you want the prompts, I haven't uploaded them to my link tree, but I'll show, there you go. I just linked my link tree. You can also find it like somewhere here down. And I have all my previous workshops in there. You can access them if you want some free the prompts to write for, and I'll upload the new ones soon. Aside from that, there is an event going on in El Paso. I think it's this Wednesday in Aaron and George's Film Cafe, where they're going to be hosting a mic alongside with a space for the queer peeps, queer writers to share their stuff and also to sell their stuff if they have anything to sell. So I'll be over there. I think it starts at 6:30 if I'm not mistaken.
Awesome. Yeah, I think it opens at 6. There's like a social hour thing, and then there's a workshop too with Aranya. So looking forward to that. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you.
You know, you actually stole my line. I actually had the flyer open and I was going to promote it right now. But it doesn't hurt to promote things twice, right? Yeah, Aaron and George's, if you guys are in the area Wednesday downtown El Paso, go check it out. It's a really great event. Yeah, actually 5 to 6 p.m. is a social hour with local vendors. Writing workshop at 6 p.m. with Aranya, who I know from like a while back. Actually, it's been a while since I've seen them. And then I think the readings start at 7. So really looking forward to that. Aaliyah's doing a really great thing there. And I know Fernando also has some really killer stuff that they want to share as well. So yes, Aaron and George's Writer's Theater, check it out. We're gonna go ahead and keeping going with the local stuff. I definitely want to bring up our next performer who has made it to 100% of these events. That's right, perfect attendance. We've been doing these every single Monday since April of 2020, later in the month, and they've helped host. They have helped so much online. If you look back to our archives, he has done timestamps of all the performers. I can't thank him enough. Perpetually, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys all know him as Mr. Monday Night. Let's go ahead and welcome Kit Ren back to the spotlight. What's up, man?
You're gonna get me all sentimental before I even read. It's just a danger. Thank you so much, Richie. Thank you for having this idea in the first place and for keeping it going. Because we made a lot of far-flung friends, and we wanted to keep you around even as things pretended to get back to normal. One of mine, and then I'm gonna power through the second half of the Grace Paley story that I started last week. But this one's not finished. This one's still in the oven, but whatever. Fuck it. Mumble transition. Adorno said, "How can there be poetry after the Holocaust?" The answer is because there has to be. The urges of poetry and art are biological, not purely intellectual, like heat for work and waste for food. Art is the byproduct of a mind in the world, wrestling with the world. The world wins, and the world is boastful. So poetry is where we catalog the times it didn't. It is true that in this analogy, and others like it, I am comparing poetry to shit. I don't take it back. I don't conceive of it as an insult. Shit makes the garden grow. Shit is how animals show that they have systems of ownership too. Animals too are defeated before they even start sweating. But they concern themselves anyway with making their mark. And the second half of A Conversation with My Father by Grace Paley. You remember, father's sick in bed, wants to hear a story, but Grace is being a little stubborn about the aesthetics of things. And sometimes you can't even think of an ending good enough. Well, what do you do then? He asked. He had been a doctor for a couple of decades and then an artist for a couple of decades. And he's still interested in details, craft, technique. Well, you just have to let the story lie around till some agreement can be reached between you and the stubborn hero. Oh, aren't you talking silly now? He asked. Start again, he said. It so happens I'm not going out this evening. Tell the story again. See what you can do this time. Okay, I said. But it's not a 5-minute job. Second attempt. Once, across the street from us, there was a fine, handsome woman, our neighbor. She had a son whom she loved because she'd known him since birth, in helpless, chubby infancy, and in the wrestling, hugging ages 7 to 10, as well as earlier and later. And this boy, when he fell into the fist of adolescence, became a junkie. He was not a hopeless one. He was, in fact, hopeful, an ideologue and successful converter. With his busy brilliance, he wrote persuasive articles for his high school newspaper. Seeking a wider audience using important connections, he drummed into Lower Manhattan newsstand distribution a periodical called Oh Golden Horse. In order to keep him from feeling guilty, because guilt is the stony heart of 9/10 of all clinically diagnosed cancers in America today, she said. And because she had always believed in giving bad habits room at home where one could keep an eye on them, she too became a junkie. Her kitchen was famous for a while, a center for intellectual addicts who knew what they were doing. A few felt artistic, like Coleridge, and others were scientific and revolutionary, like Leary. Although she was often high herself, certain good mothering reflexes remained, and she saw to it that there was lots of orange juice around, and honey, and milk, and vitamin pills. However, she never cooked anything but chili, and that no more than once a week. She explained when we talked to her seriously, with neighborly concern, that it was her part in the youth culture, and she would rather be with the young. It was an honor than with her own generation. One week, while nodding through an Antonini film, this boy was severely jabbed by the elbow of a stern and proselytizing girl sitting beside him. She offered immediate apricots and nuts for his sugar level, spoke to him sharply, and took him home. She had heard of him and his work, and she herself published, edited, and wrote a competitive journal called Man Does Live by Bread Alone. In the organic heat of her continuous presence, he could not help but become interested once more in his muscles, his arteries, and nerve connections. In fact, he began to love them, treasure them, praise them with funny little songs in Man Does Live. The fingers of my flesh transcend my transcendental soul. The tightness in my shoulders end. My teeth have made me whole. To the mouth of his head, that glory of will and determination, he brought hard apples, nuts, wheat germ, and soybean oil. He said to his old friends, from now on, I guess I'll keep my wits about me. I'm going on the natch. He said he was about to begin a spiritual, deep breathing journey. How about you too, Mom? He asked kindly. His conversion was so radiant, splendid, that neighborhood kids his age began to say that he had never been a real addict at all. Only a journalist longed for the smell of the story. The mother tried several times to give up what had become without her son and his friends a lonely habit. This effort only brought it to supportable levels. The boy and his girl took their electronic mimeograph and moved to the bushy edge of another borough. They were very strict. They said they would not see her again until she had been off drugs for 60 days. At home, alone in the evening, weeping, the mother read and reread the 7 issues of O Golden Horse. They seemed to her as truthful as ever. We often crossed the street to visit and console, but if we mentioned any of our children who were at college or in the hospital or dropouts at home, she would cry out, my baby, and burst into terrible, face-scarring, time-consuming tears. The end. First, my father was silent. Then he said, number one, you have a nice sense of humor. Number two, I see you can't tell a plain story, so don't waste time. And then he said sadly, number three, I suppose that means she was all alone. She was left like that, his mother, alone, probably sick. I said, yes. Poor woman, poor girl, to be born in a time of fools, to live among fools. The end, the end. You were right to put that down. The end. I didn't want to argue, but I had to say, well, it is not necessarily the end, Pa. Yes, he said, what a tragedy. The end of a person. No, Pa, I begged him. It doesn't have to be. She's only about 40. She could be 100 different things in this world as time goes on. A teacher or a social worker, an ex-junkie. Sometimes it's better than having a master's in education. Jokes, he said. As a writer, that's your main trouble. You don't want to recognize it. Tragedy, plain tragedy, historical tragedy, no hope, the end. Oh, Pa, I said, she could change. In your own life, too. You have to look it in the face. He took a couple of nitroglycerin. Turn to 5, he said, pointing to the dial on the oxygen tank. He inserted the tubes into his nostrils and breathed deep. He closed his eyes. No. I had promised the family to always let him have the last word when arguing, but in this case, I had a different responsibility. That woman lives across the street. She's my knowledge, my invention. I'm sorry for her. I'm not going to leave her in that house crying. Actually, neither would life, which unlike me has no pity. Therefore, she did change. Of course, her son never came home again. But right now, she is the receptionist in a storefront community clinic in the East Village. Most of the customers are young people, some old friends. The head doctor has said to her, if we only had 3 people in this clinic with your experiences. The doctor said that! My father took the oxygen tubes out of his nostrils and said, jokes! Jokes again? No, Pa. It could really happen that way. It's a funny world nowadays. No, he said, truth first. She will slide back. A person must have character, and she does not. No. Ah, I said, that's it. She got a job. Forget it. She's in that storefront working. How long will it be? He said, tragedy. You too. When will you look it in the face? That is the end of a conversation with my father by Grace Bailey. Very lovely short story. That's short enough for just a 2-week session instead of like 2 months, like the last time. Oh, yes, but so sing along if you know the words. Instagram at Kit Ren Away, Twitter at Kit Talk Sports, Kofi.com/KitRen. A lot of belletristic essays about American football and its rich and weird history. You can find me on Facebook easy enough. You can send me an email for like business shit, I guess, or you can just drop something into tip jar and PayPal. What? The Tumblewords project is on a 1-week hiatus. You know, just everyone just take a little break, but we'll be back on the 24th with Robin Schofield hosting. So with an ode to odes. I can personally vouch for that workshop because I have seen the future and it was a great workshop and you were all there and you wrote great shit. So that's all from me. I'll see you down the trail.
Right on, man. Thank you so much. Shout out to you and Tumblewords and all that's done as well through that. Yes, all righty, cool. So we had a couple new people join us. If you want to be added to the list, I have a link that I added to our chat here. So make sure to check that out. You can just, the link will take you to a form. You can fill out your name, what you'll be performing, where you're joining us from, and then anything else, like any link that social media link, stuff like that. We do have some more performers, so there's some time still. Let's see. In fact, let's see. Ace is in here, right? I don't see their name on here. Ace Theodore, formerly Shaggy Lacote. No, not here. Roll call. All right. So maybe they may make it a little later. We'll see. So I'm not going to completely cross them off the list, but we're going to go and keep going. Again, if you do want to sign up, we do have a link. I'll post it in the chat one more time. Good to have you guys. All right, Maddie baby, I got you. So we're going to add you to the list. I'll let you know where you'll be performing in just a moment. But right now we're going to go to Washington, D.C. and tune in with our friend, Mr. Ed Poetastic. And if you don't know him, you will. All right, take it away, Ed. Good to see you, man.
Peace to you too, my brother, for another one with words like thunder. Thank you for burning our gray Mondays right under. Woo! Hello, my name is Ed Poetastic. Feeling fantastic. Please get a time to join my rhyme fall for sublime. I got 7 jokes and 3 poems, so I won't take too much time. The first joke is, what do you call a happy T-Rex? Barney. What do you call a dinosaur who hangs out at the library? A thesaurus. What do you call Popeye when he gets addicted to spinach? The Incredible Hulk. What did the snake say to the hose? We were made for each other. What do you call a horse with a plunger? A unicorn. What did the tree say to the dog? Bark, bark, bark. And last but not least, what did the astrologer say to his ex-girlfriend? I didn't plan it, but the stars were aligned. Don't be a black hole, my shooting star. Hope I enjoyed that. Okay. First poem is called You Can't Have It Your Way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never want to hear you say I want it that way. But we couldn't have it your way. Where's the love? You watched it quickly decay, crushed much in a love. Why did you stay? You chase your desires. You toss our memories aside. My heart's on blue fire. I'm not going to lie, but I died. What did you say? Your words were death notes. It was me, but not us. It was a huge, poignant joke. Couldn't satisfy your lust. How could you do that? Still stuck without an answer. You wrapped around another man. I can still hear your laughter. I play it back, but I don't understand. Did I truly matter? In our memories, I did. Now I'm cried, dry tears, nostalgic, lost in the wind, giving birth to my fears. You couldn't have it your way. This is not your story. This is all mine. Life holds my glory. I'm not far behind. I need to remind myself to get back up. No more saddened farewells. No more dumps. No more dumps. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. I'm sorry. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never want to hear you say I want it that way. Thank you. I got it. Another one. This is called Paint It Black. Hmm. Oh, Burnt Darkness. I'm sorry. I see a red door and I want to paint it black. It's the ink in my core, negativity that keeps building up in stacks. I see women dressed in feisty candy red. I know I turn to sand, holding my heart by a thin thread. So many chirping flowers, blowing careless whispers. False hopes are towers, only offer shade, can't simply deliver. Hunks of annoying animals, flashing bright eyes, heavier than steel or anvils. Be careful, don't want to be one with the flies. I see people, eyes colored in bleach. The most crankiest of beetles, silent but leech, leech, and leech. Some tasty bean brew, make it black. Give me an exciting view, one big energized heart attack. Give me some oil, my pale bones starve. Natural as the dirty soil, draw my barking scars. Toss away the colors, they sizzle my eyes. No more bright summers, let my sleeping dogs die. Each night offers me relief, cold warms me too much. Signs of bitter relief, a light ghostly touch. Body tossing in twilight abyss, tucked in a darkened cocoon, basking burnt mist, underneath a chalky moon. My inky shadows lay in bed, offering silent company, somewhere to rest my dark head. Empty hands open for a drop of sympathy. Thank you. And got one more. This is called Life Jacket. I wish you could start from that list, my friend. You could cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And if you don't want to see me again, I will understand. I'll understand. Please, suicide is selfish thing. We all know that shadows cling. Don't suffocate from bee stings. Life is full of bittersweet flings. Please understand that depression is scary. Don't nestle in chaotic tapestry. You could guarantee it. Only you hold the key. Don't keep crying venomous seas. Please, lives are full of deceit. Only gasoline can fuel heat. Don't let it keep biting at your feet. Don't keep feeling incomplete. Please, lovers come and go. Don't let your heart lay frozen in snow. Don't keep getting pecked by crows, so you know your glow can still flow. Please, poverty is temporary. You can ask Larry, Harry, or Jerry. Money can leave you wary. On the contrary, say what you can carry. Please don't be anxious. They're just restless nerves. They feel above us, but they are beneath us. Please make the darkness oblivious. Please, misdeeds are mistakes. We live what we make. Please don't let your future break. There are more bigger things at stake. Please, mental illness is tough. We're all full of complex stuff. You don't have to stay rough. You can always remove those invisible cuffs. Please understand that social constructs are unreal. Does it take a short time to heal? Please don't let it crush your will. It's everything but true or real. Please remember that problems are lessons. There is a sun on every horizon. You can't solve all kinds of situations. For information, life has no combinations or explanations. Please, we're all been there. Please realize someone cares. You can always bear what you share. Don't let yourself suffer from maws and tears. Please, you're the only one. Please live with all your might and sight underneath the sun. Please don't leave your life undone. Please think about anyone or someone. Please realize you matter. Hey, no more downfall banter. You can put the past away. I wish you can start from that list, my friend. I would understand. I wish you can start from that list, my friend. I can understand. I wish you can start from that list, my friend. I can understand. I can understand. Thank you.
Right on, Ed. Thank you, man. Always coming with the jokes, and the poems, the singing songy, the rhyme time. How can people follow and support you online, Ed?
Well, you can find me as supporting or coming to this wonderful old mic that makes our Monday night such a delight in the wonderful, fantastic spotlight. But if you want to follow me, please for free. My Facebook's Eddie Foreman and my IG is Eddie From 92. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my fantastic insight. If you send me a request, if you take guests, the answer is yes. Hope everyone stays positive, safe, and blessed. Never stop spewing the wonderful words inside your chest. Now stop feeling and doing and being your best.
Hell
Woo!
yeah, man. You got it down. Thank you so much. As always, Ed. Appreciate it. Good sir. That's Mr. Eddie P in DC. Once again, welcome to our online mic. We have people joining us from all over the place. And in fact, right now we're going to go ahead and go to Hawaii. I don't know if we've ever been to Hawaii at one of these. So we've got Maddie Baby in the house, and welcome to the show. Good to have you here. Maddie, go ahead
Hi.
and take it away. Hey.
Hi, everybody. I get, what, 5 minutes?
Yes, that's good.
Sweet. Okay, I got some poems for you guys. I don't know if anybody, I saw Finn. Hi, baby. Hi, okay. So I've been writing some poetry on, hi, I love you. I've been writing some new poems, so here I got one. It's called Crickets and Crow's Feet. POV. My mother is writing a poem to her dead mother, imagining she's forgiven. She says, Mom, I have children now like you, and I close the doors like you. My daughter says you hurt my feelings. The bugs live in the cracks of our floorboards, and we vacuum the shit, but we don't kill them. Can't see them, prove they're here. We live our whole lives with the doors closed. I can't face the music. Just drown it out. It's always static here. Crickets on the counter, crawling in the dark. They hide in a corner when the lights come up. I built a fortress to protect them from the world that hates women, but I will love them before they grow up, not after. I know how to talk about pain. What do they know? We grew up on hand-me-downs, and now the boys look at me like used goods, and they didn't ask. So I will look at my children the same. I won't ask. I'm furious metal all the time. Why a live wire, a fork in the hand of a hungry little thing into a plug? You, child, are an outlet, not a baby anymore. Take the safety off. You're old enough to know my pain. Carry me. I'll feed the bugs to the silence, and then our home will eat you next, pest. How dare you hurt? Go to your room where the words belong. Lock it up. The roaches swarm. Creature fear crowds our house. Our mouths drip venom. Don't walk away from me. Don't you dare do to me what I do to you. Only I can weaponize love. It is the sound of indifference towards the things that live here. The children, the sound of a woman who has mastered her heart, the sound of a choke out bully lifting the little one off the ground against the wall until afraid to speak again. Mom, change comes to cut you down and shape you up, and I will not be cut down again. My daughter's voice is a weapon. I know I was never like her. Tell me I was a better child than her. She doesn't sound like the girl I wished for. She doesn't sound like me. She is a chore, a challenge, a new onset difficulty for me to get to sleep. It must be her, asking too much. Little entitlement problem. What does she want that I don't give her? I've given everything. My children are following me around the house from room to room, as if demanding my papers, as if insisting I must prove to them I deserve to be here in this silent house, this angry house where I have done everything for them. I have done enough for them. This is your mess. We don't talk about how I failed you in this house. Empty kitchen counter. Otherwise, you eat when I say so. Don't walk away from me. You will be silent. You will speak what I teach. Crickets and crow's feet. Poem. I don't know if I have one more. That's it.
Alrighty then. Thank you so much. I'm glad you joined us. Really quick before you leave, if people want to connect, follow, support your work online, how can they do that?
I'll put it in the chat, but I got Instagram.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you so much. Glad you can make. Sorry, I accidentally muted myself. Sounds like a lovely day over there. Thank you for taking the time to join us and share a little bit of work. That was powerful stuff. Yeah, I was definitely love that. And again, shout out to Finn Bell, as always, checking and supporting. Shout out to Jenny as well. People who are just here to listen in as well. We got Terry Rose. Oh, I just saw Terry Rose Jertson's here. So if you want to sign up, let me know. We'll go ahead and keep going with our list. In fact, we're gonna drop in Houston, and our next performer has been here at least once before. I can't remember when that was, but it was a little while back. So it's always great when someone can return. Let's go ahead and make some room, make some noise, and welcome to the stage, CP Mays. What is going on, man? Welcome back. Good to have you here.
Oh yeah, it's awesome to be back, to hear some fresh voices and inspiring. Like, it's inspiring to be here. Plus, you're a dope host. I don't know if you hear that a lot. You're a dope host. I got two pieces. Yeah, let's start like this. It's called Most Gods Are Lonely Drunks. Bending ears to the atmospheric of allegory, just to listen to comets tall tell their own tales. Most gods are lonely drunks sitting at bar stools like they're piano benches. Screaming, "Help me out," was an orchestra of shot glasses singing songs that only the sprung ankles of angels would ever know. Half-empty beer bottles began belting ballads for the broken toes of ballerinas that will never relearn how to dance again. The house lights drug their ghosts across sticky dance floors where I sat and watched, and I prefer to be remembered. Slow dance with the no matter why what I will, a couple of why won't you kiss me's, where waltzing love is just an excuse to get hurt across each other's tongue. And Sexy was too drunk to realize that she was dressed like a whore. The jukebox was waiting patiently to show up the DJ. Someone's iPhone just went missing. A vodka and cranberry damn near choked to death on an ice cube. Dreams, too drunk off of disappointment, started flushing themselves down the toilet of I'm done. Cupid, he's doing lines of coke inside the woman's bathroom again. Madness, never made any excuses for myself, so my imaginations are running reckless again. By the end of the night, from the sideline of I did my best to keep my head will be a what's the use anyways. Some things you lose, you don't get back. Was arguing with the don't keep me guessing as to whether or not a don't keep me waiting was making a plan to love me. A bunch of roughhousing frat boy probablys were playing beer pong for push-ups. Horseshoes stolen from the four horsemen of the apocalypse were being tossed around for entertainment. The dartboards were all laughing at the cute girls who can't seem to get their throw straight, while several underage lesbians with fake driver's licenses fumbled their way over to an empty pool table. Flagging down a waitress, they ordered 5 apple martinis, 10 buttery nipple shots, and change for a 20 all in quarters. By night's end, they hustled pool sharks out of their money, gold chains, watches, ignorances, and their fucking pride. You got to have a parachute. A mom I like to love at the end of the bar ordered me a Maker's Mark on the rocks. She also left me a lipstick kiss folded up napkin with her telephone number on it. No name, just a telephone number. A bunch of blue-collar construction workers just walked in and ordered 5 pictures of blue Budweiser. They smelled like long days, biased divorce courts, child support payments, and school clothes. Cigarette butts were cremating themselves in ashtrays all around us, passing insults like compliments, and angry drunks about to pick a fight with an even angrier alcoholic sitting next to him. I really hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't. I really hope he shuts his mouth. For last week, I watched that same angry alcoholic call on God just to curse Christ the fuck out. He once cracked his own 4th and 5th ribs open just to confirm that his beating broken heart was still in there. The last time he was happy was a midnight, half an hour ago, when the transvestite hooker gave a standing ovation a hand job for half price. He keeps a weathered, worn, creased, tattered, fractured picture of his high school sweetheart on prom night in the folds of his worn wallet of why worry about worthy women anymore. The angry drunks taking a beer shit in the handicap stall in a gentleman's bathroom. The even angrier alcoholic is upset that the bathroom stalls are stocked with toilet paper but no paper towels to dry his hands on. One of the blue-collar workers is working himself up until a bar is about to close frenzy because sobriety pickpocketed his set of keys in the name of safe driving. A flock of giggling limber ladies stumbling drunk around yet another loser who will cover their bar tabs, not knowing he'll never get a chance of tapping any ass by the end of the night. The missing iPhone was found. The jukebox eventually showed up the DJ. In an attempt to tip my scales of I was the one worth leaving, it reminded me one day you'll walk away from this shit to shut up and stop complaining, because my madness never made any excuses for myself. So it's okay in that negligee of nightscape. My imagination ran reckless again. And I think I can.
Let's go, CP.
Yeah, all right.
And I think I'll try to squeeze this in. Thank you. It's called Sonatas, Corsages, and Scar Tissue, a dedication to Mania Rosen. Shotgun shells, root canals, shot glasses, pulled wisdom teeth, flossing with another fifth of Jack Daniels, form-fitted and fashioned from mortar. Immortal blood brothers, my fellow stanza sorcerer, you have a howling howitzer for a heart. Me, a missing in action cement mixture of shell shop therapy for a mouth. Both be us, A couple of concrete kids in the cathedral, golf capping at fleeting blessings. Brother, we both better best be on time before the boatsmen start stressing over our reserved seats, sitting us in Dante's Inferno's VIP section. River sticks, gasoline, saliva spit, using matchsticks for toothpick. Purgatory's a nuisance, 6 cents, loose nooses, broken promises promised us. Bible belts were built to buckle mania. I'm a detrimental case that can match a scholar for scholar, even though you're a goddamn gorgeous graveyard plot. Fuck looking glasses when my glasses first name is Shot. When you're pissed off, it's pissed off. You can catch me counting fingers, crunching figures, figuring what your figurative language hasn't figured out. Brother, your tripwire brain is a hell of a helter-skelter, a hell of a bomb shelter, a hell of a kill them all and let Gord sort them out. Rage, my brother, from a different mother, against the dying of the light, houses a bunch of braggadocious busted light bulbs and broken glass bastards. Brother, oh my brother, my wrists are a flight risk. My pulse is playing jeopardy with Jesus. My sanity is in danger. I'm a half-dark lit back alleyway illegal abortion hanger. My brother's editor's complex is an apartment complex of God complexes. My brother's cruel intentions are cruel. Attention all shoppers. On his aisle 2 eyes, you can find what heartbreak left behind. On aisle 5, munchkins eating scrambled eggs off his brain fries. Aisle 6, knives, and 7 are restocking clothes for a while. On the 9th aisle, we need a price check on sales prices for his denial. In the frozen food section, feel free to sample cold shoulders, silent treatments, reality disconnections, crooked shy smile, and thank you for soul shopping at humanity's loose tooth. My brother's a goddamn right. I refuse to bow out gracefully. My brother is a razor-born rebirth, solar flare, razor burn, an abandoned kid grenade at a rifle range, refusing to look for his mama like, fuck it, I'll eventually find her. My brother's a crowbar, y'all. A makeshift shank. Street soldiers hustle save me sermon. This is just a rough draft dedication cover letter. To dear demons, why quit now? Try harder. I know you can do better. Brothers in asphalt, forged from forever. We are a bunch of outlaws, and I love us for that. Oh, thank you guys.
All right, thank you, man. So you've been here before. What where can people follow you online?
Facebook and IG. It's pretty much CP Maze. Pretty simple. CP Maze.
All right, cool. Houston.
Yeah, and I would love to like get up with people so I'll remind myself when this open mic is, because it's pretty dope. So yeah.
All right, thanks, man. All right. So let's see. We're gonna go ahead and go to Los Angeles. He has a couple publications out. I like to call him the Brown Buffalo Bluesman, Chicano poet. Let's welcome Mr. Tess Somok back on, and let's see, where are you? Hey, what's going on, Tez? How are you doing today?
I'm good, Richie. Folks can follow me on Instagram under Gaseous2019 and Facebook under the group Pandemic Poets. I have 2 songs tonight. One is an original. One starts off with non qua, which means too hot. And this is titled, it's an original song of mine, and it's titled Napalm Girl. Innocence lost in the heat. napalm grove forever on my mind. A story of forgiveness, so hard to find. Can forgiveness heal the wounds of the past? The attention unresolved, a question that will last. Conditional or unconditional, which path to take? In the face of hatred, can forgiveness June 8, 1972, Trangbang's village cried. Mistaken for the enemy, bombs fell from the sky. Kim Fook, just a child, caught in them fire's embrace. Third-degree burns, scars edge on her face. Can forgiveness heal the wound of the past? A tension unresolved, a question that will last. Conditional or unconditional, which path to take? In the face of hatred, can forgiveness break? Napalm's power, a weapon inflicting pain and suffering, a world so cruel. But Kim Fook found strength within her soul. Faith, forgiveness, love, her home. The picture captured for all to see. A moment frozen in time, a plea to set her free. A paradox of forgiveness, a puzzle to unfold. Can a child forgive what was never told? Can forgiveness heal the wounds of the past? Tension unresolved, a question that will last. Conditioned in the face of hatred, can forgiveness break? Kim Fook's forgiveness, a journey of grace. From anger and resentment, she found her place. The scars on her body, a reminder of every day. But her heart cleansed by forgiveness tension unresolved, a question that will last. Conditional or unconditional, which path to take in the face of hatred? Can forgiveness break? I need to reset my hand. All right, so that was an original. It is about Kim Phuc, who was the young woman who was all burnt up from the napalm that we dropped on the South Vietnamese dropped on their own people with our weapons. So that was something I've written a longer piece and performed it. The question about forgiveness. So this was re-summarized in this song. We're gonna change the mood a little bit here. Okay, here we go. Just remember that you're standing on a planet that's evolving, revolving at 900 miles an hour, and orbiting 19 miles a second. So it's reckoned a sun that is source of all our power. The sun and you and me and all the stars we could see are moving 1,000,000 miles a day in an outer spiral arm of 40,000 miles an hour of a galaxy we call the Milky Way. Our galaxy itself contains 100 billion stars. It's 100,000 light years side to side. It bulges in the middle, 16,000 light years thick, but it's out by it's just 3,000 light years wide. We're 30,000 light years from galactic central. We go round every 200 million years. And our galaxy itself is 1,000,000 billions. Is this amazing and expanding universe? The universe itself keeps expanding and expanding. It's all directions. It can whiz as fast as it can go, and the speed of light, 12 million miles a minute, and that's the fastest speed there is. So remember, when you're feeling very small and insecure, how amazing, unlikely your birth, and pray there's intelligent life somewhere up in space, because there is bugger all on here on Earth.
All right, man. What was that last one again?
That's a Monty.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
The meaning of life.
Yeah, that I
Python, come on, Richie.
I didn't connect it at first.
Meaning of life, part 4, live organ transplants.
There you go. Wow. Yeah, how did I miss that? how can we support you online? What do you have going on right now?
Sure. If folks want to support me, they can pick up this book right behind me on Amazon. I Am Not Your Chihuahua. It is a Chicano literary analysis with Chicano epistemologies and all that kind of discussions. That's my idea of a. Instead of, I can't do rock and roll concept albums, so I did a concept poetry book. So folks can support me that, and again, follow me on Instagram under Gashes2019. Thank you.
Alrighty, man. Thank you. Cool. Checking in on YouTube right now. Sandy says, Mr. Tez is so lovable, talented, and awesome. So I wanted to share that in case you are not on the live stream, so you can see that message sent your way. And speaking of lovable, talented, and awesome, our next performer is prepping for his big birthday coming soon. And as always, he likes to close out the show. Probably wouldn't have it any other way. We have Dan the Man in the house. What is up, Dan? What's going on, man?
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Thank you. I'm gonna make it quick. So here's the. Well, yeah, I heard 40 may be the new 30, but I believe 40 is the new 50. I don't know if thrifty it is, but it doesn't look like a shifty. But oh well. Well, now since this is about 10 final days until I enter 10 final days of my third decade. Well, not exactly. Not exactly. I always heard, well, sometimes, man, I don't know how's it feel gonna be 40, but yeah, I was 20, I was 30. How only 40, then 50 and 60, and yeah, if you know what I mean. But even now, there's some I still need to achieve. Some I have achieved, and some missed. I wish I could go back and relive my time onto the island, and but that's going to take money. I think I want to go back and do it all over, but I can't go back. I know I want to go back. Yes, I'm feeling so much older, but I can't go back. I know. Yeah. Ah, man. Well, we don't know how this will be. We'll have to wait and see. So, okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm playing Big 40. I think we're still having it. Might be at the Sun City Athletic Club. We'll keep you posted with the updates come available. And still looking for poets and comedies. And I think I may have gotten three music performances on board. So we'll be posted with the update come available. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh yeah, and I forgot. I did a birthday tribute to our friend Zidi Yako. So it's already been uploaded. So so okay, yep, here it is. Read it and weep it. So all right, just find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram But I'm still behind posts on Facebook and Twitter, so we'll keep you posted when the updates come available. But most importantly, find Damn Bands Weekly on YouTube, and don't forget the hashtag and Instagram. Okay, that was quick for me. All right, guys. Hey, Richie, I hope to see you tomorrow at the Mona Bar. So, and I guess that is it. All right, I'll see you guys next Monday, which will be my final Monday of my 30s, as I approach the first Monday for in 2 weeks for the first Monday of the 40s. So next Monday, my last Monday of the 30s. So, all right, guys. See you guys later. Okay, Richie, let's go ahead and call it a night.
You sure, Dan? You got it all? You don't have anything else to say?
Yeah.
All right. Be on the lookout for his birthday stuff. Thanks to everyone who read and performed. Just looking out for the future Ace come through. We missed you now a couple times. But we will be back next Monday. Be on the lookout for the sign-up sheet. This week, I definitely encourage you guys to go check out Aaron and George's for that event to support. We have events on Tuesday as well at Monobar, Thursday at Capri Poetry Night. But it's a pretty busy week, so lots of stuff to catch. Now we'll catch you guys online for the online open mic. We'll see you next time. My name is Rich. See you next time. The live stream. I'm out. Peace.